Hello guys. So in this video tutorial, we are going to understand the concept of cycle stock and safety stock. So let's get started. So the word cycle stock and one safety stocks are very important terms while considering the understanding of supply chain terminologies with respect to inventory management. Now, cycle stock is inventory that you anticipate to sell according to your demand, and safety stock is something which you keep additional inventory to meet the unforeseen demand or the in order to adjust in order to absorb the unforeseen demand or spike in demand. So usually when you see the inventory pattern, you will observe that your sale is not regular, okay, and sale rate is not constant, okay. So you'll see definitely see a sales pattern changing across different times in a month or year, and there are different parameters, seasonality, um, and some other factors that will definitely impact your sale rate throughout the period. It is never a constant through for the all days in a month or through all days in a year or for the all months in a year. So definitely there is a flex variations in sale rate. So in order to absorb that variations and in order to have the minimum stockouts and in order to avoid the business loss, what are the terms, what are the parameters that we usually check in order to meet the customer demand is cycle stock and safety stock. Now, cycle stock is what you do a regular replenishment as per your demand pattern, and safety stock is something which you keep the additional inventory in order to meet the spike in demand and in order to absorb the spiking demand, or you can just say in order to meet the unforeseen demand or the demand which is not getting captured while calculating your cycle stock. Now, so you can see this graph. In this graph, you can see that there's a min and max levels. So in between the whatever replenishment that you do is what you call as cycle stock, or which is your regular replacement volume. And you can see the safety stock is from zero to minimum, which is what we usually keep standard safety stock in order to avoid the unforeseen stockouts due to the demand issues. So as you see that in this graph, your inventory reduces from max to zero or max to min, and the rate at which it decreases is basically slope of this line. Now, the slope of this line is looks like a constant. It's constant because you have assumed that this steady state demand. So your per day consumption pattern is constant. So per day sales rate will be constant. So when your sales rate is a constant, you obviously will see the slope of this curve as a one number, and it's a basically sale rate is your constant. It in ideal scenarios is not constant, so there are variations. So whatever in order to anticipate that, what we keep is what we call it as safety stock. Now, going to the next point, understanding safety stock and cycle stock in detail and why we maintain this and what are the importance of the safety stock and cycle stock. So, what safety stock? You already understood why we keep it. Now, let's try to understand the points why we maintain safety stock. So, it will help you to protect against the unexpected demand. We already know this, and help us to prevent stockouts. Ultimately, will lead to the avoid business losses, and treasuries will it will help you to ensure the consistent supply of products. Obviously, since there is no stock out, there will be consistent supply, and but this is important parameter for the fast moving products because there might happen that your demand is not right. It might happen that demand suddenly goes up or suddenly goes down. Suddenly goes down. So in such circumstances, this safety stock concept will definitely going to help you. It will also help you to protect against the delayed shipment. Suppose your one of the shipments is coming from the plant and expected time of arrival was 4 days, but it took almost 6 days. So there is a gap of 2 days. So in order to protect against such situations, safety stock will definitely will help us. It will also help us to protect against the unforeseen demands or problems like natural disaster. Suppose it might happen then some like natural calamities like or any medical emergencies might come. So due to this, the fast-moving consumer good products demand may go suddenly high, suddenly down. So in whenever this demand goes suddenly high in certain cases, you should have a safety stock in order to scatter that demand. This is going to help you at that time. Now, cycle stock is what is your regular replacement or what we call it as a working stock. It is a portion of inventory which is available to meet the normal demand during the given period. So it is basically the inventory that you sell over a specific period of time. It will help you to meet regular customer demand, to respond to changes in demand, and also uh, basically for the regular demand it is used. And example you can talk about is a bakery. So many examples are there. So I have taken a bakery example. So if you want to make a bread, so what for each batch of bread, how much flour you are going to require. So that is your basically an cycle stock. So that's all in this video tutorial. In upcoming video tutorials, we are going to see another such concepts in supply chain planning and inventory management. Thank you.